You ever think you're going to work at your company for a long time, make them tons of money, and then when you retire, you get nothing but a pizza party and a thank you email? Let's not go that way. Let's think about the ESOPs, employee stock ownership plans, because this is where the line between employee and owner gets a little blurry. And if you don't know the rules, you can screw yourself over. So let's talk about what an ESOP is, because you can make a lot of money on this or just make nothing. So an ESOP is a retirement plan like a 401k, but instead of diversifying and investing in the S&P 500, you're investing in your own company. So here's how they do it. The company sets up a trust. That trust buys company stock, could be new shares or existing shares that are already out there and trading. Then they allocate those shares to employees, usually based on salary or years of service. You don't put in a dime. You just work and then you vest over time, usually 3 to 6 years. So when you leave or retire, you cash out, and the longer you stay, the more you get. Sounds great, but there are some issues. One, you're not diversified. All your eggs are in one fucking basket, and your paycheck and your retirement are tied up into one company. So if they collapse, you double lose. So you got to make sure that you're also diversified outside with the 401k, IRA, stuff like that, other than just the company. And normally owners of shares get to vote, but not this. Normally you can't, because it's ESOPs run by a trust. They actually own them, sort of. So the trustee will vote on all the voting matters. So let's say you're going to leave the company or retire and you have all these shares that you need to sell. Well, the company is going to buy them, not the open market. So the company may may buy them in a lump sum, or they may buy it over time, and they may delay it. All these rules could apply because it's part of a trust. And if it's part of a publicly traded company, you actually have an idea of where they're trading. So you should have an idea within a little bit of what you're going to get. However, it's a private company. They don't have market prices. So they hire an independent appraiser to put a value on the stock. That's not always going to be the number you want, and it could be severely less than what you expect. Now, I did the bad shit first, but it's a lot of good because you're not spending any money. So what if you're working for a company that grows like a beast, like an NVIDIA or Apple from the 80s and 90s? Your value is going to skyrocket. So you could work with a shitload of money. I mean, I think NVIDIA, I don't know if it's through an ESOP or not, but NVIDIA last year had a problem with a lot of their engineers retiring because they had $20, $30 million worth of stuff. And why work if you have that kind of money? But even if it's not that big, if you have a good company and they go up, you just work and work and work. And eventually you get a payout that could be worth a lot of money. If I remember right, companies like Publix and Winco and W.O. Gore, they built a cult-like loyalty because they treat workers like owners, and it shows in their performance because people are getting it and the stock goes up and they benefit from the profits of the company. So when you get into it, you want to ask certain questions like, is this 100% ESOP or partial? This is great. 100% ESOP means all of the company's shares are in the ESOP plan. So all of the employees are owners, or a partial where they sell less. You want to know that. Do I vest fast, or am I going to be gone before I see a dime? Now, understand what vesting is. Vesting is that, say you have allocated, 200 shares and you leave early, you may only get like 80 of them. But the longer you stay, you get 120, then 200. You get more ownership of your shares. So this way people want to stay. It's kind of like golden handcuffs a little bit, where the longer you stay there, the more percentage of what you get to keep. You also want to know, can I see the financials? What happens if it gets sold? All these questions you want to know. And it doesn't matter so much because you're not paying for it, but it's good to know what you're getting into. So I hope that helps explain what an ESOP is on a basic level. You can do more research and stuff. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to follow me and share my stuff to people you think it will help. Let's fucking go.